Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today we're going to talk about Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. So with Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, we're almost finished. After this, we have Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. So, unfortunately, with Half-Blood Prince, I think that this is the worst Harry Potter movie as of now. As of now, that is. The reason why I think this is that the film feels too much as a setup for the next film, which is Deathly Hallows, which is supposed to be the finale to the series, and it just feels like what they do here is meant for more things and the next movie, which I don't really like. I mean, sure, there are other movies like Captain America the First Avenger that choose to do stuff to set up for the next film, but at least it feels like 100% necessary. Here, like, they could have done a lot of the stuff that they did here a long time ago. Like, for example, they're starting to go more into the romance in the film, like with Ron and Hermione and Harry and Ginny. But like they didn't really have to do it like exactly right now. Like, it just feels like they did that just so that they could do more with it in the next movie. So yeah, there's that. And then another thing is they chose to give Voldemort, or in this case, Tom Riddle, backstory, just so that we get to know more about him when Harry's fighting him in the next movie. Which, to be honest, like, I'm not gonna say that it feels, like, crammed, but, like, really? Barely now? Yeah. Plus, the movie does feel rather rushed in some scenes. At the point where they don't even want to explain some things, at the point where you have to actually read the book to understand some of the things that are going on. Yeah. I mean, sure, Order of the Phoenix felt rushed, but at least they were able to explain what was going on. Here, though, they don't explain what's happening or anything. Yes. Yeah. But I don't actually think that this is like exactly a bad movie overall. I mean, like all the other Harry Potter films, this has a very intense final act. And while I won't say that it's not as intense as something from Prisoner of Azkaban or Order of the Phoenix, it is still pretty intense. And we get to see like a little more development ish for some more characters like Dumbledore and somewhat of Snape, which I really do enjoy in this film. Yeah. And at times the film is overall funny. Yeah. And I do enjoy some of the new characters as well, like Slughorn. I definitely like his backstory with Tom Riddle. Yeah, they definitely made it work, and I liked how they made him like the new potions teacher while Snape took over the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Speaking of that, normally in every Harry Potter movie, they at least have one memorable scene in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Like in the first film, I believe it was them trying to learn the Wingardium Leviosa spell. In the second film, it was when all those fairies were running around the room. In the third film, it was Harry trying to learn the Patronus charm, and plus the students learning the ridiculous spell. And then in Goblet of Fire, there's when Moody teaches them all the unforgivable curses. And then in Phoenix, where, well, Umbridge didn't do much, but like where Harry was trying to teach everyone the Patronus charm and stuff. There's at least some memorable scenes with the Defense Against the Dark Arts classes, but here they didn't do anything with it. In fact, nothing really happens in this film with Snape teaching Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is rather disappointing, because throughout all the films, Snape is trying to get the job, and he finally gets it, and they do nothing with it. Maybe we'll see more with it in Deathly Hallows, but I'm not too sure. Now, as of now, I'm gonna go deeper into spoiler territory because there are some stuff I want to talk about that goes pretty deep into spoilers. So, if you haven't watched The Half Blood Prince, then I suggest that you leave the review right now. All right. So, first of all, the main spoiler: Dumbledore's death. Now, I actually already knew that it was coming because I've been spoiled. Because I've actually been spoiled that he died. But, like, I didn't expect it to be like this with his death. Like, I did not expect Snape to come out here and kill him. I did not see that coming at all. And I already knew that Snape was the Half-Blood Prince. But I thought that they'd do more with how he's the Half-Blood Prince. I mean, that's the title of the freaking movie, so I don't know why they didn't choose to do much with the Half-Blood Prince, other than Harry finding the book that belonged to him, and then him being so great. They didn't do much with it at all. Maybe if he had to use those skills to find some of Tom Riddle's Horcruxes, it would make a little more sense, yeah. And back to Dumbledore's death, I'd probably say that this is definitely the most emotional death in the series. As of now, that is, because I know that there's gonna be a lot of deaths in Deathly Hollows. Do not spoil anything. Do not spoil. Got it? Yeah. I mean, in terms of the other deaths, Cedric, it was emotional, but like not exactly the most emotional. Like plus we were able to like see his ghost right after, so it didn't feel as emotional. Then with Sirius Black, they didn't make it as emotional as it was in the book, but it was still pretty emotional where Harry was running after Bellatrix right after. But with Dumbledore, they actually executed much better. In fact, they actually gave him a funeral this time. They didn't do that with Cedric or Sirius. And I'm glad that they did it in this film, because it made the send-off for Dumbledore much more emotional. Yeah. And then I liked how they were all putting their wands up during that scene, because that was exactly what I was doing. Yeah. So yeah, this film is okay. Well, it was good, but like nothing spectacular. I mean, this is probably the film that has the least to do with the franchise. Well, not exactly. I mean, there's still the romance and stuff. Yeah. And the romance is executed decently in this film. I mean, the acting is good, so I'm okay with the love story in this film. Yeah. Alright, so overall, I give this a 7 out of 10. And it was a little bit close to getting an 8, but I just didn't like it enough to give it an 8 out of 10, so I have to give it a 7. Yeah. I in no way hate this film, but I wish it was better, though. I mean, and no, I'm not saying that it's not as good as the book. I mean, personally, I think these two are equally as good and equally as bad. Yeah, in this case, that is. Yeah. Because they both share the same problems and everything. Yep. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, goodbye.